guys, welcome to our channel.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jane, and we're the AJ fam. So today we are going to be talking about what 2019 has taught us and what we have learned from it. We know we're a little late, but it's better late than never. So the first thing that I would say it has taught me, I'm sorry if my words are not correct. It is like 11:30 at night here. So bear with us. Is that people that you may have thought that were supposed to be in your life forever, that will change. It could be any time, anybody, any place. It changes. And at this point, I'm content with it. I am okay with how I stepped into 2020. So that's the first thing I have to say about that. Do you want to add anything?
We both just like
I know.
So I agree with that actually. Completely, like 110% agree with that.
Me too. So my next thing is, I guess it is something that I learned from. So Ashley can tell you, I was in school for my CNA. If you don't know what that is your Certified Nursing Assistant practice. And I passed the class with a 98. I passed the written test. I unfortunately failed the practical, and she saw how upset I was. She knew how I felt. But I failed it for it's a major but a minor reason at the same time. I'm only saying minor because I missed one thing, and that failed me for the whole practical. So if you're a CNA, you know what I'm talking about. And I should kick myself because it was for not documenting something. And in the nursing field and anything like that you have to document something, that is one of the biggest things that you need to do. So I was kind of beating myself up there for a while, for like 2 to 3 weeks. And everybody kept telling me it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. But my thing is back when I was in high school 5 years ago, I failed history tests like Regents. If you're not from here, I don't know what else it's called, like a big state test. I failed my history Regents 10 times. The 11th time I took it, I passed it. Didn't cry. Failed ELA, didn't cry, stuff like that. But that's because I didn't care for it. That's not what I wanted. When I had found out that I failed my CNA, I was devastated. I was so upset, like the world was ending, literally, for me. But coming into 2020, I now my brain is kind of like understood the fact that the first time things might not happen for you, but I can retake it again, and I'm hoping for the best this time. So what I got out of that is just be patient, be mindful, and things will come with time when they're supposed to come.
So like trying to think about like overall the year from beginning to end, going back to like June when I graduated high school, it basically like taught me that as long as you put your mind to like anything, you can like succeed in anything that you want. So basically, even through like all the stress, because like as a senior, you got a lot going on, you got a lot of papers and a lot of like essays, you got to make sure that you get them in on time. Like everything is just a hard time, at least for me and a lot of my friends it was.
Especially when with her, she never thinks she does good enough, especially with schoolwork. Even though we think she knocked it out of the park, she still thinks that she could have done this, and that.
And even though the teacher says it's enough, I still...
Exactly.
I always set a higher goal for myself, so I'll be like, nah, that wasn't good enough. And it could have been like an 80, and I'm like, no. It needed to be like a 95.
Right.
So even though I did pass, because obviously I did, and everything was good, sometimes I would down myself and I'd be like, you could have done better, but I did it and I did my best on it and I accepted that, and I was like, yeah, this is your best, and that's okay, because I graduated and I passed everything with high grades. Like, nothing was
And
low.
that's exactly how it was in my CNA class. Every day we had a test, because every day we went over a chapter.
Mm.
Every time I handed in a test, like with me when I take tests, I get overwhelmed. I
Yeah.
overthink it. I think that I'm doing horrible, whatever. Every time I handed it in, I was freaking out. I would come back with a 90 or a 95 or 80, and I'd be like, that's still not good enough. But I still passed the class with a 98. At the time, I was like, a 98, come on, you could have got 2 more points. But, like, that's just how our brains work. We always think we can do better for ourselves, and we will. We're working on it. We're human beings.
Mm-hmm. So basically, it just taught me, like, you know, as long as you continue to do what you have to do and set your mind to it, that it's possible. That's one of the things.
Another thing I think we both can agree on is that drama is not worth it.
Nope.
It's not. I've come in, you know how people say new year, new me? No, it's not that. It's that I've come to the realization that certain things and people are not worth your time and energy, because they're not, most of them are not going to be there 10 years down the road. We're going to be there 50 years down the road from now with each other, and that's a fact. But there's certain people that, you know, you might have thought we're supposed to be there for a much longer time. But time runs out with people and with things and with jobs and with anything. So with 2020, 2019 going bye-bye, I've come in more calm about things. And I haven't gotten that mad lately, because I'm just trying to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing.
I actually seen a quote that, like, helps me get through that. It was something like, it wasn't directly this, I don't think. It was something along the lines of, like, some people aren't meant to be in your full story. They're only there for a chapter.
I saw that too.
Or, like, a few chapters or something like that. So that's something that I had to accept, and I'm okay with that, just like Jane said, because we're grown now, you know, like, it's time to move on with life. There's better things than sitting here, you know,
And dwelling.
yeah, on people and past things. There'll always be those memories, but, you know, some things are meant to go. So that's another thing that we had to deal with, and then it taught us on how to just keep going, even though, you know, you wish those people could be there, but at the end of the day, it's their loss, and that's okay, because they're not there.
Right. And new people come in your life every day. You may not know it, maybe, you know.
Somebody you meet today could be your best friend.
Forever.
Like, literally, a week from now, you guys could start talking, and then a year down the road, you guys are hanging out every day. You
Yeah.
don't know.
Exactly.
You don't really know.
So, from what I'm going to say from that is live each day as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
I have this habit of doing what if this happens, what if I do this, what if it rains, what if this, what if that, what if that. I get yelled at for it all the time from my mom, because I'm always trying to jump to something that hasn't happened before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what she said. She says, well, it hasn't happened yet, so why are you what-ifing it? You don't know what's going to happen. So I learned that too. Your what-ifs, the what-if isn't here yet. So you got to wait till you get up to that point to see what's going to happen.
Just gotta go day by day.
Yep. And I'm been more content with myself. I just have one more thing that in 2019 I definitely struggled with, and this is a big thing for me, and I don't normally talk about it, but it is my weight. I am not happy with myself. I guess, what do I say? At the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, I did really good. I lost a little over 20 pounds, and I was feeling good with myself. I ended up getting off track. I did still go to the gym here and there, but I gained it all back. So for this year, so I guess my resolution is to actually stay targeted on my weight and actually lose the weight that I want to lose, because I want to be happy with myself. And before you can go and make Ashley happy or make your mom happy or your aunt or your dog or your cat happy, you yourself need to be happy. Now, I'm not saying I can't make her laugh and not have a good time. No. You just physically need to be happy with yourself.
To be able to share that
Exactly.
happiness. Yeah.
So that's my biggest thing that I'm trying to conquer this year. And that is my weight. I know a lot of people say that, but if you guys don't know me, if you haven't come from my other channel, like from my channel, I struggle with my weight, and I have talked about it once before, and I have struggled with it for years, and hopefully this year I can kick it in his ass. Excuse my language. So that is my last thing that I have to say about that. And 2019 definitely taught me some good things and some bad things, and I'm happy what it taught me because I see through it now. I see through the BS, the happiness, the sad, and everything like that. And, you know, you only live once, and I don't think you should live your life with regrets or sadness or mad. Because if you're mad all the time, you're not enjoying your life. And you should enjoy the life that you're given. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Because it goes too quick.
Yeah, I'm already 22, about to be 23, and I don't know how it happened. This one's out of freaking high school.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain is just like, boom. Don't know how it
Crazy.
happens. And yes, I am the one that said, no, I will never wish that I was back in high school. But yes, I wish I was back in high school.
But one last thing that I think that Jane could definitely relate to with me is one last thing, like, because it happened towards the end of the year to both of us, is dealing with not only people or things or anything like that leaving our lives because they chose to, but people or things leaving our lives because they didn't have a choice, and by that I mean like death. So we both learned how to deal with the death of both of our cats, and even though some people can be like, oh, like, that's not that big of a deal, it's a cat, it's not like it's your parents or your friend or anything, it's still serious, it's still family, I don't care what anybody says. Basically, like, we both loved our cats, like, so much, and we both loved each other's cats so much.
Sorry, I'm trying not to cry.
No, I know, me too. But basically what I'm trying to get at is that we learned that we can get through anything, especially together, because at the end of the day, Jane is one of the only people that I have, and I'm okay
Likewise.
with that. And we went through a similar situation, and I believe we went through that similar situation at
For
the
a
same time.
purpose.
Yeah, for a reason, because, you know, God knew that we couldn't, you know, get through it alone, that we needed each other.
And that particular situation taught us who the hell was there for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like she
Literally
said,
was nobody except for maybe one or two people besides our, like
immediate.
our family and stuff like that. Friend-wise, one person.
that we thought were our friends or our great friends.
So I realized who checks
And that's
up
not
on me.
our friends are not the same people. Just so you know, some of them are mutual, some of them
And we
aren't.
have other friends.
You know what I mean? Like, so when that happened, mine passed away 1st, right?
Like
So
a week before.
at first, I was calling her in the store to ask her about her sister for a Christmas gift. And she answered the phone, and I thought she was laughing. She was not. And she had told me about her cat, and I was kind of like dumbfounded. Because we both didn't know where to go from there. I was still coping with my cat. I couldn't believe that now it was her cat. And we've had our cats for a long time. I was 7 when I met my cat. But prior to that, my mom had him for several years. All in all, we had him together for 18 years. That's a long time. So, and she had her cat for you since you were 8.
Mhm.
Like, she's about to be 20. I dragged it.
Well,
She just turned 19.
So I had, it was gonna be 11 years.
But that's like, if you're an animal person,
Yeah, you don't know the pain that you go through. It's like a different kind of pain. It's hard to like cope with, but that's basically from that. I like learned that, you know, I can get through it. I learned who's there for me and who's not there for me.
and it was a shocker, can I tell you?
Mhm.
Because there was a certain group of people that I thought were gonna at least say I'm sorry. Didn't get a peep. Not a period, not a nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, I just don't even...
But that's okay because we have each other and
Yeah.
that's all that matters. And we're not ever going to fully get through it, but we're getting through it together and we will continue to get through it together for the rest of our lives. And as long as we have each other, we're going to be fine, which we always will have each other. So that's the end of that. Nobody's breaking this up.
You could
ever.
try. But
It's
you
not
might get
gonna
thrown
work.
down a flight of stairs.
Trust me, people have tried. And it didn't work. Just
You
saying.
could tell, right? We're still right here, right next to each other, so good try.
Mhm.
But I think if you don't have anything else to say,
Not really.
that wraps up our summary, our look back, whatever you want to call it, of 2019. And to that, I say a big goodbye.
Mhm.
Please don't return yourself. I am
Nope.
very happy where I am. And I'm ready to kick 2020's booty.
Mhm. We have goals together and we
Yeah.
have goals individually, and we are both supporting each other individually and together, and we will get there. And I promise you, one day, people who aren't there are going to be crawling back, and the people who were never there because they didn't like us or they don't like us right now or whatever the problem is, your own personal problem. Anyways, whatever the problem is, you'll be coming after us, I promise, because one day we're gonna be somewhere high, and trust me, we will get there.
We have goals, and we will.
The goals will be reached. Hopefully by the end of 2020. It may take more time, and we're okay with that. We're patient.
Absolutely.
So, but we just wanted to...
Things happen with time. You cannot rush something to happen.
Mhm. So we just wanted to give a little overview, and like if you guys went through anything similar, then just know that you're not alone, that you can make it through anything, and you know, set goals for yourself and reach them, because you can reach them. You can do it.
And if you guys ever need to talk to somebody, even if it's just the slightest little thing or if it's a major thing and you don't know who to go to, you can always contact us on any social media platform like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you have, Twitter, whatever it is, TikTok, because you can message people on that.
Yeah.
Please feel free to message us. Most of our social media is in our video or in the description somewhere.
It's at the end of the video.
Anything
Always.
that you need to talk to, even if you just need somebody to say hi. We're here for everybody, and we don't care what time it is. If you need to talk, you need to talk, you need to vent, you need to scream, cry, whatever it is, you can let it out. Because we do it to each other.
Mhm.
So that's a big thing, because not a lot of people have people to talk to. So we are more than happy to
Mhm.
help you guys with that if you need to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So I think that wraps up this video now.
Mhm.
Now that I have rambled for hours. I'm just kidding. See, I told you, this is what happens. It's 12:05 a.m.
Oh.
So if you like this video, like it.
Mhm.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And comment
I
video
switched it
ideas.
up. Oops.
Oh, it's fine. But don't forget to subscribe to your girls.
Because we will be making videos back to back to back to back.
Mhm.
And we'll see y'all on the next one.